play tailback?
I played fullback, played defensive tackle.
I played right side, strong side offensive tackle.
Played defensive end.
I was a guard on the 74 team.
The Hawthorne Bears, class of 75, season of 74.
Hawthorne Press nicknamed me Jackrabbit, and there was a couple other nicknames I don't want to talk about right now.
Purs, P-U-R-S, was my nickname. I'm sure other people called me other things, so.
Slam bang, I guess, back then in 74, you were allowed to drink when you were 18, so it had something to do with that.
My nickname was Footloose. Our head coach started that because my name is Palouse. He'd say Footloose and Fancy Free, and then it became Footloose, and then it turned into Foot. So my friends still call me Foot. Hawthorne's an amazing town. Many people have told me, yeah, Hawthorne's like a cult.
Growing up in Hawthorne, it was very, very close, tight community, which is, I think, why we were so good.
It was a middle-class, working kind of community where everybody kind of pitched in and helped each other.
The 70s were a rich tradition for Hawthorne, and we were really proud to be a part of it.
People really stuck together, the small town environment.
The head coach, he motivated us.
Coach Penna, he was a good coach. He had great coaches around him, which I think made him the coach he was the people he had around him.
Big Mike Turizzi, as he was known, was the offensive line coach. Funny guy, jovial guy, but tough, and he would go one-on-one with us on occasion, especially if he wanted to teach us a technique or teach us a lesson.
I remember Al Luckins, and I remember him, coaching me and showing me different things, in particular that I was doing wrong. And we're still friends today. We fish together, so.
I think they really guided us. They believed in us. They stressed the importance of the fundamentals. They tried to keep us grounded. They recognized that we had a lot of talent, but we also needed to demonstrate that day in and day out.
A lot of tough love, and with that tough love came a lot of rewards.
I just remember us always winning by a solid margin because of our defense. We always had the ball, we were always moving, and the defense always shut these guys down.
As I see, I don't know if any team had a better defense than what we had.
Now, we were hitters. We gang tackled. We were tough. We had a tough defense.
I think the most important game for us that season was the second game of the year. It was our only loss. We lost to Ramsey.
I was the fullback and I was blocking, and I hit a guy low, and the guy came over my back and hit Scott in the ribs.
And that was it. That was it for the rest of the game. I was shot. I was in a lot of pain, and it was a tough day.
If you don't win, the L doesn't stand for what you think it stands for. It stands for learning, or it stands for lessons. And I think coming out of that loss to Ramsey, we learned a significant lesson, which was we have to be on our game, we have to respect all our opponents, we have to take them all very, very seriously.
The game that really kind of came together as a crescendo, which really made the state championship team, was the win over Elmwood Park. And we had a very intense, quiet first half. Defense back and forth, defense back and forth.
At the halftime of that Elmwood Park game, it was 0-0, and I think we all recognized that the next 24 minutes following that 15-minute halftime would really be consequential. And I felt there was a sort of a grit and a determination and a really strong will to go out there and make that 24 minutes the best that they could be.
Greg Nejma, he insisted that we run the last 2 yards over him, and he guaranteed that there'd be a hole there, and there certainly was.
Thankfully, we ended up victorious. We won 12-6.
We pretty much crushed everybody. Even though we lost one game, we physically beat the hell out of everybody, and they knew it.
We dedicated ourselves, we sacrificed, we did what was necessary, and we came out on top, and it made a world of difference.
So we're celebrating the 50th year of the first ever state championship in Hawthorne High School football history.
Being a football player and coming from Hawthorne really molded me into, just having a will to win. It didn't matter what it was, but, just overachieve, outwork the next guy, and be successful.
Taught us lessons other than football, about life and things that I still, value.
I ended up going into teaching. I taught school for 38 years and I coached football at Kennedy. Everything that I learned and how I played, the intensities, how I took into life, into my profession, into my coaching.
I chose Keene in Union, played a half a season. I got injured. That's when I decided I'm not going to play football. I didn't want to go to school, and been working the rest of my life since then.
We played junior college football, and it was extremely competitive. After 2 years of football, I figured at my size I was getting beat up a little bit, and so I kind of decided that was it.
I had the good fortune to attend Franklin and Marshall. Ended up smashing up my ankle, having ankle surgery. I just went back and I continued to pursue my degree, but didn't continue to play football thereafter.
I stopped taking college courses because I knew I wasn't going to go to college. And then I regretted because I felt that I may have been able to go to a small school and play. And knowing like playing that last game was like the hardest thing because I knew I'd never put a uniform on again.
A lot of our players have passed, and may they rest in peace. And to be here, to remember and have my health, and to be able to get together with these guys as often as we do, it's a pleasure.
Next to my family, even though it's been so many years now, I've never had that relationship in a group like that anywhere else or with anyone else. So I would say to them, thanks guys, for being, who you are, who you were, and who you still are today, and friendship will last forever. And I'd like to thank you for the memories that we have from high school and from football.
Hi, Pat Denise here, played with the Hawthorne Bears State Championship in 1975. We had a great team, a lot of great guys.
This is Don Van Orden. It's hard to believe 50 years ago, we won the state title. We played on the Little Cubs. We played on the Big Cubs.
A lot of us played baseball together, wrestling, some basketball. Anyway, a long time, great relationships.
After the games, we would all get together.
Tommy had this, he had a checker, which was a sort of an old school taxi cab.
The yellow, black ones you used to see in New York City. This one was painted dark blue, and it had fold-up seats in it, so it sat 10, 11 people.
And we would all pile in there and go to the games and go out to dinner, and we would drive upstate New York.
We partied together, we got together, we did things. Everything was always together. We were a very close group.
And then the coaches helped instill in us things like work ethic and attitude. Granted, the attitude part took a little bit more effort, maybe a couple thousand wind sprints and hundreds of laps around the field. It served all of us well in life.
We played hard, worked hard, and we sure had a lot of fun. Owe a lot to the coaching staff, pushed us real hard. They were great, and something that I'll never forget.
As a team, we had a lot of mental fortitude. I always tell people that we're all on this journey, and all those journeys start with the shortest distance, and that's the distance between the computer in between your ears and the motor in your chest. And when that brain connects with your heart, you can do special things. And I think in that 15-minute interval in Elmwood Park, we individually and collectively, we made that connection between our brain and our heart, those 12 inches or so that take you on the longest journeys, and we succeeded. That was a very consequential time in my life, and thank them for it.
I'm sorry I'm missing this great event. God bless everyone, and let's hope we get the opportunity to get together another time.
These guys are just a real special group. Fortunately for me, I was able to have them on the Cubs in 8th grade. We played all the big towns that we weren't supposed to play, like Wayne and Ridgewood and Paramus. We kicked their ass. And the bottom line is, it furthered up when it really became something important. When they were seniors, we won the state championship, the first one ever in the Hawthorne Bears whole tradition. These guys are just special.